about is we are going to discuss our vocabulary this week that is going to be, yes sir, we're going to discuss the vocabulary that's going to be in our text. We're also going to discuss summarizing the main idea and using supporting details. And we might get to discuss the author's point of view just a little bit, but our main thing today is going to be to read the text and take a second look at it and then to summarize the text. But first, I want to talk about your vocabulary. So if you will get your book out and turn to page 264. Get started on vocabulary. Right there? Thumbs up there. Jalen there. Give me a thumbs up if you're on page 264. Thumbs up, hands up. 264. Alright, thank you. So our first word is anticipation. I'm sure you guys have all been in anticipation before, or anticipated something. So can somebody give me an example of when you might anticipate something? What does anticipate mean? Well,
wait for the ball.
Wait, no, you're right. What'd you say? Wait for the ball. If you're a good example, if you're standing if you play baseball and you're standing at home plate and you are anticipating that ball being thrown so that you can swing the bat, you're waiting. Anticipation, like it says here, it says the goalie waited with anticipation as the ball came toward her. So anticipation such as, here's my example. I am anticipating about graduating in May. So I have much anticipation because I am ready for it to be here. Christmas. You guys wait, you ready for Christmas to get here? No? Well, give me an example of something you anticipate. Something you look forward to that excites you, Timothy. Your birthday. So you anticipate your birthday coming. You're excited you want it to be here. You're waiting. Summer. We're all anticipating summer. I'm anticipating summer. So go ahead and write into, if you haven't already, write anticipation now. We're going to go back and define all these at the end of class today, but I just want to go ahead and get them wrote down and kind of get in our heads what they are, because you will need to know these words because these are all throughout our text, and if you don't know them, it'll be kind of hard to interpret what they're saying. Oh, I need a vocabulary word from last week. It'll be hard to interpret what they're saying. So our next word is to defy. Defy. In that picture, it looks like he's getting a ticket. What do you think he did? He might have been speeding. He might have run through a stop sign. So if you defy a driving rule, a police officer may give you a ticket. So why would somebody defy something? Well, if you defy, it's not necessarily just breaking a law, but you're going against something. You're going against it to defy it. If you defy what your mother told you, she said to clean your room, and you defied her, did you clean your room? You went against it. So defy does not necessarily mean that you're breaking a law, it just means you're going against something. Does everybody have defy wrote down? Yeah. Entitled. The library card entitled Matt to check out a book. So what do you think? What do you think that means? Can somebody tell me what they think entitled means? Yes, Troy. It said. Can somebody else think of another way to put entitled? If you are entitled to something, like if you work, are you entitled to that paycheck that you work for? Well, if I work, I'm working for money. They tell me I'm going to pay you this much money an hour. Well, if I work 40 hours, don't you think at the end of that week I will be entitled to my money that I earned? Yes, yes. If your mom said that she was going to pay you $15 for raking the yard, and when you got done, would you be entitled to that money? Why? Why? If somebody told you they were going to pay you to do a job.
I don't really care about money.
Well, entitled means that you're qualified or the right to. So if you're entitled to something, that means it's rightfully yours, or you are qualified to get it. That you should, entitled means something you deserve or something you should get. Neutral. I try and stay neutral when my kids are arguing. What does neutral mean, Christopher?
Stay calm.
Stay calm, yes. What does neutral mean? Somebody else give me neutral?
Stay confirmed.
Still, well, neutral means to not take either side. Like in our picture here, the umpire. An umpire must stay neutral when making a call on a play. Why?
Because if he called the wrong thing, is
What were you saying, Jalen? What were you saying? Why do they need to stay neutral? Jalen?
Mel?
Why do they need to stay neutral?
Because if the umpire says one call, the other team will be eliminated.
Yes, if the umpire seems like he's favoring one, the other team's gonna get mad because it's gonna seem that he's not neutral, that he's taking sides. Outspoken. How many outspoken people do we have in here? We know. Outspoken. Is there nobody outspoken in here? Troy, are you outspoken? Why are you outspoken?
Because, oh yeah, I know, because the dog.
That's why you're outspoken?
Yeah, the thing is.
Timothy, are you outspoken? Why are you outspoken? Tell me why you are. Do you care about the community? Outspoken, it means, like in this picture, it says Henry and Jake are outspoken about protecting the environment. So do you think they feel strongly about protecting the environment? Well, it doesn't necessarily mean protecting, but outspoken means that you vocalize and that you share, that you stand up for something that you feel strongly about. So you speak out. You speak out, yes, you care about it. And outspoken means it can describe, like, it can also describe somebody's personality, like if they say somebody's out, like people say that I'm outspoken, because when I feel passionately about something, I tend to speak and I tend to get other people to listen. So my mother says that I'm very outspoken when I believe in something. Reserved. Reserved, yes. What is reserved?
a special place for somebody or something.
I like that. A special place for somebody. Yes. Say? Yes. Like it says right here, it says parking lots keep spaces reserved for handicap parking. What other things can you reserve? Troy?
Dining tables.
Dining tables, yes, you can reserve it, you can save it, you can keep it and request it. It's something that it has a specific, it's for a specific purpose, yes. Books, you can reserve books. Yes, that means to hold them or to save them. The next word is sought. Sought. Anybody have a clue what sought means? Sought. I sought out the best deals when I went Christmas shopping. What does sought mean? You went looking, or you went searching, yes. When you sought out something, it says Josie's group sought the latest rankings in the sports section. Sought means that you go after something, or that you want something. Like when I sought a good deal. Or I sought to make the best grades even. That you went after something. And the last word is kind of the opposite of, you could say along with neutral, but unequal. What is unequal?
Not equal.
Technically, yes, it's not equal. Troy, what is it? Uneven. It says the number of players on the tug of war teams was unequal. So were they the same amount of equal on each side? One team had more, one team had less. Unequal also means, and it means the same thing, you just use a different context, such as when people are treated unequally. It means one person may be treated a little bit better than another, Jeremiah. Have you ever been treated unequally? So people have always treated you fairly, nobody's ever treated anybody different than you? Oh, I'm sure there's been a time, there's always a time when somebody's treated unequally. Does everybody have those vocabulary words written down? Keep them out on your desk, because we're going to use those, but all of these words are going to play a big part in the text that we're going to read today. If you will, flip over to page 262. It is, page 262 though. 262. 262. Will you read the essential question up there at the top for me? What can people do, Miranda, to bring about a positive change? What do we think that means? Take a minute and talk with your partner and look at the picture is what I want you to do first. Look at the picture and then look and see what's going on in that picture. Look at the time frame that you think that might be. And then discuss that question by looking at the picture. And if you see what's going on, does that look like today? No. All right. Look at that picture and discuss it for just about maybe 20 seconds with your partner.
I see
No. What does it say when there's a sign that they're holding? Alright guys, let's come back together now. So, I see a hand eagerly raised. Give me what you interpreted from that picture and that question.
You can march and protest.
March and protest. Alright, Timothy, what do you...
Allowed to.
From looking at that picture, it looks like women weren't allowed to vote. Is that how it is today? Is that true today?
Nope.
Jeremiah, have things changed? They've changed. So over time, we get to be free. Do what?
We get to be free.
We get to be free. Yes, things have definitely changed over time.
And thank Martin Luther King.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get into a little bit of that in here in just a few minutes. Let's finish concentrating on this. I want you to think about it for just a minute and take about 1 minute to talk with your partner. Draw this little graphic organizer, and I want you guys to come up with some ideas of how taking action can change things. On just a scratch sheet of paper, draw a graphic organizer like that, and then I want you to talk to your partner and give me list 3 things in there. Yes, it is a real photo. Huey? Yes, you can, as long as you don't tear it up, but just, yeah. Take just a minute, and let's do that graphic organizer and think of brainstorm some ideas of how you could take action to change something. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. We need ideas of how you can take action and change something. What can you do? Write it down in your graphic organizer. Write it down in your graphic organizer. What can bring about change? What can you do to take action? Something you could do. If you wanted to change something and to take action, what's something you could do? That's a good one. I like it. I like it, Troy. I like it. Just 3. You don't have you get more than that? Jeremiah, you got something written down for me? What can you do? Oh, you do. I like it. Get one more. I like it. That's good. That's good. What's one more you can think of? You have to speak. What would you do if you didn't have time to do a speech or something that you do in the dictionary section? Try and bring about a change. I see a lot of good ideas being written down on paper. We're going to take about another 20 seconds and then we're going to share them. Alright, Christopher, you about done? You ready to share? Alright, let's get ready and wrap it up and come back together. Christopher, share one thing from your graphic organizer that you can do to take action and bring about change.
Disturb the peace.
What?
Disturb the peace.
Disturb the peace. Well, that is a way to take action. It may not be the best way, but that is a way to take action. So I absolutely accept it. Timothy? What do you mean by that? What would you be changing? Jayla? To defy. What would you defy? Jeremiah, what is one of the things you have in your graphic organizer? What was that? Say it louder. Have a speech. Have a speech so that you can talk to people and share your ideas and share your thoughts to try and get on the same page as you to bring about some change. Jalen? Troy, what did you have? Boycott. I was hoping you'd share the other one, but hold on. Kayla? Protest. A march. Troy, tell the other one that you had wrote on there that I said was good. Letters. Letters is something you could write to people that are in power or people that hold office that you could bring about to reach a lot of people by writing letters and sending them out, telling them your ideas. So that leads to, we're talking about Frederick Douglass this week, and we're going to read a biography. And what have we've talked about biography.
Yeah, man.
What is a biography?
A story about a real person, but it's told from another person.
Jalen, and is it facts?
Yes.
Okay, so most of it, some things maybe, most of it's facts about a real person. What else is something about a biography? It's about the person's life. Good. It's about the person's life and talents and achievements. And usually it's in order. Like they don't start at the end of somebody's life and work their way backwards, do they? They usually start and lead up. So if you guys will get with me on page 266, we're going to talk about Frederick Douglass. Yes. Freedom's voice. So the question says, what can people do to bring about a positive change? So through this story, we're gonna read and we're gonna discover what Frederick Douglass did to bring about change. Take a second, look at that first page. What do you notice? The first page of writing at the top. Growing up with slavery, but what is that? Subtitle, like a heading. Yes. What does that tell us when we're looking at the subtitles and headings? Miranda, it gives us an idea of what the paragraphs are going to be and what they're going to discuss. So let's take just a minute and we're going to read. Let's see. We're going to read the first paragraph together, and then you guys are going to carry on and you're going to read the rest of it by yourself to get that first read down. It says, growing up with slavery. When Frederick Douglass was growing up in Maryland, he never could have imagined that he would become a great civil rights leader. Born Frederick Bailey, he was enslaved, or living in slavery, until the age of 20. Frederick's life was difficult. He never knew his father and was separated from his mother at a young age. If he dared to defy his master, so what did he do to his master? Disobeyed. No, you're exactly right. He disobeyed. If he dared to defy his master in any way, he was what? Punished. One of the few bright spots of his youth was being taught to read by the wife of a slave holder. Perhaps it was his love of words, along with his courage, that inspired Frederick Douglass to reach for the kind of life he was entitled to have. So it says, perhaps it was his love of words, along with his courage, that inspired Frederick Douglass to reach the kind of life that he was entitled to have, that he deserved to have, right? So let's take about, maybe about 6 or 7 minutes, and I just want you guys to read through it, and then we're gonna come back together and we're gonna break it apart a little bit more. So just quietly, yourselves, just read through it, because you guys are gonna get to work together on it in just a few minutes, okay?